What's up, you beautiful Broodwar baddies? Welcome back to another week of the KCM. Got a great lineup for you here today. I'm gonna jump right into game number 1 on Eclipse. Pull that lineup out now. Got Sharp Rush Royal, Best Snow YSC. Jaedong is back, Hero and Queen. It'll be a lot of fun. I'm really liking this lineup. I mean, definitely Zerg looks overpowered here. Sharp, he has pulled out some great games. Definitely Rush and Royal are of the highest caliber. Best, I think Protoss might be going out first here, guys, if I had to guess. Best and YSC haven't been showing the greatest games lately. And honestly, Protoss has not been performing up to the level that we expect here in KCM. The level that's actually going to get them a win here in these weeks. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Got Best coming out here first, Royal at the top right, Best in the bottom left. He's going to come across, try to get a gas steal on, it looks like. We'll see if Royal allows that to go down. He is going to see that probe, I think. Yeah, he saw it definitely with the receding vision of the SCV. And he is going around the long way. Not sure what that's all about. But the gas steal definitely going to go down here. And Best going to control the game from this position. I'm sure that Royal is completely okay with this. You know, he has been in this position a million times, I'm sure. But it's never a nice feeling to allow the Protoss to kind of dictate the way that things are going now. Royal is going to start an engineering bay here. It's not going to allow that quick nexus to go down. Kind of the way that Protoss have been playing recently with this gas steal build. Just gas steal. Throw down the quick nexus. There's not really a lot that can happen in way of punishment for that play. Best gonna go ahead and take a third instead. Oh my goodness. Snagging this base. Ooh, that is sneaky. This is like a Zerg play here, actually. You know, the probe comes and blocks your hatchery, so you go ahead and throw it down at the third instead, but you don't really see this very often in Protoss versus Terran. I guess it works fine. Like, being on high ground is kind of nice anyway, so we'll see if there's anything that Royal can do to exploit the fact that we've got Best so spread out here, but I don't think he can. All you need really is a Dragoon at both location, and then, you know, you can just sit back. You know, none of the vultures can get by there. That's pretty sneaky stuff there for Best. I like it, actually. I like it quite a lot. You generally see Protoss players, you know, they'll just pull a whole bunch of probes to kill that bay, or to kill that engineering bay, waste a whole ton of mining time, and then eventually get that. But it's interesting. It seems like Best has kind of got this figured out. It's also cool because Royal, I mean, he's not even taking his gas yet. He pulled some SCVs in order to kill that, but he actually hasn't pulled those, or he hasn't actually built that gas. Okay, he's got the gas now. He's sending some Marines across the map as well. Like a shield battery coming up. Zealot on high ground is pretty freaking strong, especially with the shield battery. That's a bunch of SCVs being pulled, though. Royal is going for the cancel on this. This is already a wild and crazy game. It's about to get more wild and crazy, though, as these Marines try to breach this ramp. We'll see how this goes. Royal trying to get up here. The shield battery is going to be invaluable right now. It's going to be so damn good. Gonna back off here. Loses one probe. That's fine. Pulling forward with that Zealot. Uh-oh, Zealot getting locked behind here. He's gonna get the drill off. Drilling on top of these Marines. Pretty good drill there. Kills one of the Marines already. Gets a second just with the probes. These probes are doing a great job. Almost all the Marines have been killed. That bunker finishes, but that's kind of a useless bunker. Actually, I would have Like to see that get canceled instead, because there's no way you're going to be able to walk up this ramp, I think. He's going to start to hit this. Yeah, you can just use the shield battery. Keep hitting it. Everything's fine. Best is going to hold. No problem. Royal gets thrown back here, and Best in a serious lead now, man. He threw quite a bit at that Nexus trying to take it down, and gets turned back. Not too many probes ended up dying there, and only 3 Zealots were made. He didn't even have to get Dragoons to hold that, so Best looking good here, looking real good. This is, like I said, already been a pretty crazy game. You don't see many games like this, even, you know, not on the ladder, not even at the highest level, but a lot of back and forth here in the early game. It feels like Best is ahead, but there's still a lot of play here on both sides. Zealots are here at the front. Starport on the way for Royal, just single factory, I think, into Starport, or is that a second factory there just in the main? Could be second factory into Starport. Mining happily here. Here comes the Zealots to try to run by. Bunch of SCVs get pulled, and he will have to retreat there. Nice reaction time by Royal to pull the SCVs immediately. That is a must. Against Protoss, you absolutely have to keep those F keys on your mineral patches. If you don't know what I'm talking about, press Shift and F2 through 4. You can hotkey a position on your map. Mostly you'll hotkey your main base and your natural, and then you can press, for instance, F3 for your natural, F2 for your main base. You just hit F3, click all, or grab all of your SCVs, hit F2, right click on your mineral patch, and then you immediately mineral walk into your main base. You can block stuff like that. It's super important in this matchup, just for those situations like we just saw. Also for DTs maybe trying to run by, it can be really, really important if you've only got a single turret in your natural. Really important to be able to get over there and block that type of stuff. So good on Royal for stopping that. Now a tank is out. First few Dragoons are here, but again, all Best needs to do is keep those Dragoons on the ramp. There we go. Block on the ramp with the probes. Like quite a few probes could end up going down here, but he does pick off one of these vultures here pretty quickly and keeps the rest of his probes alive. Nice job, Best, with the third base already. Going to be holding on to his economy here. Dragoon stuck in no man's land, not able to go back, not able to go forward for fear of running into mines. A dropship coming up. Ooh, this could be nasty here. Royal going to drop in the back of this base, and I guess there's an opening so the Dragoons can run up there, but just Zealots here in the third base right now. Gonna drag these mines. One probe does go down to the mine. Gonna pick that up and drop the vulture in the main, but Dragoon's already in position. We'll be able to finish that off, no problem. Best gonna once again repel a attempted harassment here with very few casualties. His economy is starting to explode here. He's on 3 bases for quite a while. Has that Reaver out as well. Everything looking good here for Best, I would say. And Royal kind of struggling right now to get anything done with this dropship. The Reaver, a great counter to the Vulture drop play. You really can't get any damage done here with that Reaver in play. It just kills the Vultures so quickly, one-shotting them, and you can even kill multiple Vultures with a single shot if they don't move, if they're dropped out on top of each other. So Royal not going to get anything done in that natural. Dragoons spread out everywhere. 4 facts are done. A 3rd command center on the way, but this is a map that's very hard to take a 3rd base. If you're behind, it's even harder, so you'll have to... Oh, nice gateway placement. Wow, that was a sick gateway there. Best Pulling out some good moves here this game, man. I'm impressed at his play this game. He's really adapting well to everything that Royal's doing. He's reacting perfectly, and now he's at a great advantage. Like I was saying before, it's going to be super tough to take this third base as Terran here. The distance between your natural and your third base is really long. You're up against a wall there, and you can't defend your third base ramp and your natural at the same time with the same tanks. You have to spread them out quite a bit, and if there's an attack coming into your natural, you'll have to move your tanks from your third over to defend that. If it's coming into your third, you'll have to move your tanks from your natural over towards your third. So there is a potential here for Best to take down Royal as he attempts to take this third. Ooh, nice mine connection there, picking off some of these Dragoons that are transferring. You can see that Best is getting ready for this. He wants to break Royal here. Royal moving all his tanks together. He's leaving a bit of a gap in his defense. As he tries to take this third, he's not really defending his natural, but he has some mines over there. There's no mines in the front of this army, though. Ooh, this is looking scary for Royal. Zealots being dropped over everything. The Reaver going to get a big hit there. One more hit from that Reaver kills 2 tanks. But the Dragoons get completely splattered. Oh, that's so rough. What happened to that other dropship there? That other shuttle ran in so late. And Best is not able to break Royal there. Royal did an excellent job setting up that defense. Like I was saying before, you just cannot defend your natural and that third at the same time with all the same tanks, with your full army. So he did a great job. I mean, he moved everything to the left side. He bet that Best was going to come from that direction. He wasn't going to come into the natural, and he was right. And he gets a great trade there. He still keeps alive about 3-4 of his tanks. He takes his third base easily now, and this is a real game here. Fourth base is down for Best now. Gonna extend this one out into a long late game here. We'll probably see Royal sit back and defend. He's throwing down tons of supply depots and turrets way out in the front, making that wall, trying to deal with that fact that this is such a difficult position to defend. Setting up mines as well. Actually fighting here with mines and Marines and Goliaths. That's kind of hilarious, pushing these back. I think that with the single medic there helping out these Marines, he's actually able to do quite a lot. Another base coming down. Looks like this shuttle will get picked off. Yeah, some good moves there from Best. Unfortunate positioning of that dropship by Royal, and that dropship really did hardly anything this game. I mean, a couple of probes ended up getting picked off, but not really worth it here. It's coming towards the front. Yikes, that's a lot of Zealots. Trying to do his best to pick off what he can. He did get a Templar, I think. I heard one go down there. But this army is looking hella scary for Best. Now, where does he want to attack in here? Looks like he's going to go for a drop into the third base. Not too many SCVs here, though. Here comes the first storm drop. Big storms on those SCVs, but only about 5 kills. Yeah, total 5 kills on these SCVs. Not many at that third base. It's a blessing for Royal. If he transferred more, he would have had a better economy, but transfers only a few and ends up taking less damage from that drop. He's going to have plenty of SCVs to transfer over now. An Arbiter on the way here for Best, so this is going to be the final tech here for Best. He's going to go into a normal TVP here on Eclipse. This can be a very hard map for Protoss in the late game because you just can't really split the map, or you can't really build, excuse me, you can't really build a bunch of gateways in another main base. You can't take bases on opposite sides of the map. I guess you can take top left and bottom right, but Royal can easily push up to that top left and split the map in half. And that's never a good situation for Best. Of course, the bases in the bottom right are a little bit more flush with minerals and gas. They are better bases than the the total of the top left. Here comes some zealots. He's gonna try to break through here. No, he backs off immediately, just testing the water, seeing what he can get away with. Pushing forward, taking out a few of these mines. There is a bit of a gap in the defenses here for Royal, but he moves very quickly to fill in those holes. Best completely maxed out here. He's building 2 more Arbiters. That double Stargate production, excuse me. Going to have quite a few spells here shortly. But he's sitting just 1 base ahead of the Terran right now. That's a rough situation. Here comes another storm. Only 1 goes down. And the shuttles have fallen. Here comes a run in here, trying to drag some mines. Not able to do it. Whoa! Best. Walking all of his zealots into mines there. Man, he just ate so much damage. And now falling way behind in supply, actually. That's crazy. Royal just going to take advantage of the situation and start to push forward. Best waiting for the next rounds of units, but this is brutal for him. He lost so much there to those mines. Royal just shoving forward here, and he's looking poised to take this game right now. 170 supply to 185. Great D-Matrix there in the front. Gonna keep that tank alive for a long time. These Dragoons are starting to thin out. Zealots are running on top of the tanks, and not any vultures left over to help these tanks out, so a lot of them are gonna die. Great storm there to pick off those 2 tanks. And finally the vultures do arrive, but Best manages to clean that up. That was a really close battle. Best hanging on by the skin of his teeth. These few siege tanks in the middle, had they been with the army, could have actually broken Best there. But Royal gonna keep on shoving forward. He's got another round of units here. He's gonna pick off that Templar and find a new siege position here in the front. His macro so on point this game, really just pumping out these mech units perfectly on time here and getting on top of this Nexus so quickly. Looks like Best, I mean, he did have some units popping out there, but they didn't make it over to this position as quickly as he would have liked. Arbiter coming towards the natural now. Can he actually get in here and land a good recall? It looks like he will make it into the main. Oh, what is this? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, Best. Oh, what was that, man? What was that? The recall. The one recall he's gonna have this game, and it completely dudded out. A single observer. This final attack coming through. Best gonna have to tap out, man. I'm surprised he didn't GG the moment that observer popped through with the recall. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. A moral loss here for Best, guys. Cue the Naruto sad music here. Best. That observer popping out there. Oh man. Oh, that is heartbreaking. Absolutely heartbreaking, man. Oof. Well, Best gonna fight on here, but his chances are greatly reduced. The situation I talked about earlier with the map being split in half has occurred. Royal has control of the top left, and he's actually going to get control of more than half of this map if he manages to hold this high ground here in the center left. Best really can't do much about that. Royal completely maxed out on upgrades and units here. Gonna mine the heck out of this area with just a few tanks, can hold that spot, and I think it's time for Rush to push, or excuse me, Royal to push down towards the bottom right. This is it. A recall coming through. Does manage to stop the endless advance of Terran here for another few moments, but Royal will not be phased. He pushes forward with his vultures. Tanks are now lining up here to get into this fight. Like DTs are being mixed in, but this army is so small, and this is all Best has. He's gonna do the best with what he's got. Shooting up to the high ground, maybe the best option here for now. But I mean, this is a losing battle, man. He is trying to hold on to these bases while Royal's mining out everything. Gotta go on the offensive, and here he comes. Recall to the top left. He will be able to stop this base at least. There's a ton of zealots here. Could have really actually used those zealots for this fight. Rather than that, I mean, vultures are just going to get sent there to clear that out, obviously. So, a lot of those are probably going to end up getting wasted. He might be able to get in here for some good storms. Hey, that's a pretty decent storm. Ooh, a lot of kills there at least. Zealot's going to fight to the finish at this base, but down in the bottom right, that's the real story here. This Nexus is about to go down. We've got a couple Arbiters throwing out some spells, you know. They're getting rid of some of these tanks at least. Looks like a recall going to come through here. Oh, big mine drags there. Killing a bunch of tanks, and of course a ton of zealots and dragoons. More and more tanks filing down this ramp though, joining up with this army and pushing back Best. I mean, I don't think he has much left, guys. Could he still possibly hang on? I mean, he's still got some money in the bank, but I feel like there's just not really any chance here for Best to pull this one out. He's lost all of his Arbiters. The ones that he does have left have no energy, and ICMP there to make sure that no more spells come through in assistance of Best's army. His army is so small right now. He does have 160 supply, but where is it? It's not looking so good here. Both the Nexuses fall. I think this is it. I think this is the end, guys. That's checkmate there. Royal is going to have to deal with this counterattack. I don't think he can hold it with just these few tanks. Maybe Best can set up a Nexus here in the center left, but it is tough, man. That's a lot of Arbiters, though. He's still back at home producing more Arbiters as well, which is crazy. He's got 4 Arbiters right there with quite a lot of energy. He's stopping this command center from going down somehow. He has a ton of probes in the back there as well. Maybe another recall down to the bottom right, and he could clear that. Try to take that base once again. Seems like a bit of a pipe dream, though. Royal pushing up here, finally going to clear these few last units, as well as the probes in this back corner. Another base being taken by Best in the top left, it looks like. He wants to snag that double gas base coming up here, looking to end this the domination here of the top side of the map of Royal. He's throwing down some stasis. That's pretty decent. Got 4 tanks in stasis. These zealots are getting just eaten alive, though, as they run forward. Some good storms. Unfortunately, though, some of those storms on top of the stasis tanks, that doesn't do anything. Throwing down a few too many abilities there, Best. Gonna have to back off here. He really doesn't have much left. It's about 7 or 8 Dragoons and EMP hits. That Arbiter is going to be useless for another 100 seconds at least. Sending a bunch of army down to the bottom right. Is this enough, though? I don't think it is. Royal has a great spread of tanks here, and of course these turrets are everywhere as well, so he's probably going to end up losing one of these, what are they called? The Arbiters here. Whoa, that was a good stasis, but a second stasis not able to go down. This army is huge. 69 supply to 165. GG is called. And finally, Best taps out. Man, I feel I feel like Best should have just tapped the moment he failed that recall with the Observer, man. That is a tilter right there. I don't know what he was doing. That feels like the right click. Just right click it into the base, man. I don't know why it stopped on the edge there. Made no sense. Made no sense at all. But I mean, if that had gotten in, that could have been a completely different game. Would have definitely made things interesting anyway. But a good display there by Royal, some good defense. Managing to hold on and take that third base, even though he was behind. So congrats to him. He's going to move on to our next game. It's coming right up. Well, since there's no new Astosis ASL, might as well watch some more KCM, right guys? Let's get into game number 2. We got Hero versus Royal. Hero in the top right, Royal in the bottom right. We got a TVZ here. Royal smashing it down Best. Man, that was a sad recall in that last game. That Naruto sad music really hits the spot, though. Freaking love that show, man. I don't care who knows it. Naruto is freaking awesome. Be real here. Started Mio watching that as well. Absolutely obsessed, by the way. She freaking loves Naruto now. And that's the fun part. The fun part about meeting people, dating. You never know what you're gonna get. I always thought that I wanted to date a girl who liked anime, but turns out I actually really enjoy dating a girl who has never watched anime but is totally open to watching it, is interested by it, who speaks Japanese. That's even better, by far, I think, than someone who's just already watched a whole bunch of Japanese anime and is totally cool with it. I love showing Mio all of the fun new anime, or all the fun old anime that I used to watch, and watching some of the new fun ones. Watched Parasite recently as well. That is freaking awesome if you haven't seen that. Super, super, super fun anime as well. But enough about that. Can talk about anime later. Hit me up in the Discord if you want to chat. I'm always available. Links are in the description down below. Just hanging out. But for now, talk about a little bit of Broodwar here. We got a third base on the way already. Hero sticking with this style, that new style. Getting the super, super early third base. I want to experiment with this on ladder, actually. This is very interesting that so many players are going for this now. Even against something like a 2 Rax play, super aggressive. You shouldn't really be able to get away with this. Or at least the Terran players should be able to force you into an uncomfortable number of sunken colonies. At least 2, maybe even 4 sunkens in order to repel this first attack. But the Zerg players have been finding ways around that, and it's really interesting to see. See, we've got 3 medics now. Good number of Marines. Spire is ready. Like, not going for as quick of a third base as some of these other Zerg players. That third about to finish up now. The Spire is already done, so this is more like a 2.5 hatch timing. Looks like the stim just about finished or already finished. Range on the way. Mutalisks here making their way towards the main base, and 4 racks are down already. A good number of racks here for Royal. He's planning to really overwhelm with this Marine medic. It's probably not going to be possible, though, against Hero, who already has 3 hatches out. He's going to be producing a ton of Mutalisk and, of course, Lings as well to supplement that. Now, Hero taking over this area. He's already killed off one of those turrets. He kills the second one as well, and now he has free range over these barracks. Royal going to beeline it across the map here, try to put some pressure on his opponent, force those Mutalisks out of the base, and he succeeds in doing so. Stimming up here is going to run straight towards this natural. Whoa! 2 HP on that Mutalisk, and here comes the Marines into the natural, killing off the drones. So many drones going down here. Hero miscalculating a little bit. It looks like not able to get back here in time to deflect this attack. He does manage to finish it off in the end, but that was a lot of damage. A lot of damage to the economy here of Hero. He has no drones aside from the gas drones at his natural. Going to be sorely lacking on mineral income here, and we'll see if he decides to go all in from this position. A lot of Zerg players like to go all in from a disadvantageous spot like this. When you've already lost quite a few drones, just keep building Mutalisks and keep building Mutalisks. Use all your money to produce Overlord and Mutalisks until you have sort of an overwhelming number, and rely on your Mutalisk micro to just win the game in the end. Looks like he's taken over the natural now, straight across the map. Royal goes once again, just heading out here. Gonna put that pressure on again. He's not quite as quick this time. He's not quite as far across the map, and Hero has already turned around. But this is still going to be tough to stop here. It's not going to deal as much damage as the previous attack, but ooh, that was a great move there by Hero, picking off those reinforcing Marines. An excellent play by him, and he's really whittled this down so much. The Marine count has fallen enough now. He can just dive on top. He's going to finish off the Marine medic here, and still very low on the drone count overall. Looks like a transition is coming, though. Sacrificing 2 more drones here to build that Hydralisk Den and Queen's Nest. I think 1 drone mining minerals in the natural right now, so that income is very, very low. However, he has had 3 gas for quite a long time. You can see that bank is starting to build up. There we go. Now adding on a few more drones here at the natural, but not getting crazy with it. Still pumping out tons of mutas to make sure he has enough in case Royal decides to move out here. Coming in for a bit more harass. Picking off more of these Marines as well as SCVs. Marine medic in a good spot here, able to engage the moment these mutas run in. It's hard to get your Marines to position themselves properly along these mineral patches here. They really want to bug out, so Royal doing a good job so far, standing everything in a good position. He's constantly using stop and hold position to keep his Marines from running around behind those mineral patches. That's where they're very easy to get picked off. That Marine on the left hand side of the mineral patch will easily be sniped by these mutas if he doesn't get out of there. Looks like he will back off. Oh, that one missile turret shot finishing off a Muta there. That's hilarious. Hydras are out now, and none too soon, because the first Irradiate is about to come down here, and these Mutas are going to be far less effective once that does occur. Not too many SCVs overall in this natural. I think that Hero's done a good job of constantly harassing here. He needs to get something together for the defense, though. Does he have lurkers in position? He needs to hold this off. Oh, no, he's not paying attention. Oh, my God. Hero takes so much damage from that first Irradiate. And it looks like he may end up just dying here to the counterattack. A bunch of lurkers being morphed. There we go. Popping out. He's going to burrow, but not in time. Both the lurkers die immediately. All of the lings end up falling. Lurkers coming in from behind, but the Mutalisks die immediately. Lurkers trying to get in here to deal that damage, but a focus down on each lurker as it runs forward. Hero's not going to take a good trade here at all. He loses his hatchery there at the natural. Looks like these lings will be able to finish off the final Marines at that third base, but Hero limping through this game right now. He is in a very rough position. He should be right now looking for an opportunity to try and take a fourth base, but he's barely holding on to that third. Like this Hydra's probably going to wind up dying as well. Okay, makes an egg there and uses the lurker to finish off that Marine. So that Marine had, I think, at least 2 drone kills, which, I mean, definitely paid for himself. But it's just good for Hero to clear that out. Now, I don't think he survives this next wave of attacks. Royal just has way too much. Hero did a good job of Mutalisks microing himself into a decent position, but Royal just a little bit too quick with the counterattacks here. Dealing that damage in the natural, just whittling down Hero here. And he's gonna dive on top of these lurkers. There's no consume just yet. The Defiler is there, but no consume means he's just gonna die. GG. Okay. He he disconnected himself, turned off his computer. He was mad, I think, in that game. That's a ladder move right there. When you turn off your computer the moment that you lose that game. Oh man, Hero not happy about that loss. And Roll takes down yet another player, so he is on a 2-game winning streak here. Gonna go up against our next Protoss. Will it be Snow or YSC? Let's find out. All right. Hero storms out of the room after that last game. He is pissed. YSC is the next contender here, going up against Royal in the top left. YSC building out his base in the bottom left here. I believe this is Monopoly. This is Monopoly. Triangular map. The 3-player map. The nice new map. Fresh off the presses. With that center base island. This is a great carrier map. And we might see YSC go carrier here. Let's see if he makes it past early game. I know Royal is an absolute killer. You guys know that I am absolutely stroking this man. He is amazing. And, well, I won't give any spoilers for ASL, but this guy is freaking incredible. And, has shown some amazing games in KCM so far, beating out a lot of great players, including Hero, like we just saw. His timings are off the charts, and that's really what Protoss, or Terran versus Protoss, is all about, is hitting those timings as strong as you can. You only get one or two of them per game, really, if you're playing it out in the standard style. You only get a couple of chances to push for a victory. The longer the game goes, the more extended things become, and every time a push fails, Protoss is going to get into a better and better position, and it's going to become harder and harder for your next push to succeed. So Royal, hopefully he's going to show us some of his best push timings here in this game versus YSC. YSC so far just setting himself up in a nice standard early game here. Getting a Nexus out quickly, but not too quickly. Dragoon first. No early Zealot pressure here. No Scout either. Going to rely on that first Dragoon to walk himself across the map and take a look. Very standard stuff here from YSC, going for the Robo as well. It's a great build for a ladder. Gives you a good amount of units in the early game. Doesn't sacrifice any economy. And as long as you're good with this build, as long as you understand this build and the way that the units are meant to function, you can hold off pretty much everything that the Terran can throw at you in the early game. You're not going to get any crazy advantages, but you might be able to pull something out with your Reaver. And that's probably enough for most Protoss players to get into a decent mid and late game. Now, Royal's getting a couple of factories down. He's hiding an SCV out on the map. We're not sure if that's going to be for something, if that's going to be for perhaps a starport. We have yet to see here. But for now, it's just going to be hiding over in that corner, hanging out over there. Might be going for a scout a little bit later. All are great options here for Royal. Royal going to start producing those tanks. Got to be very careful here. Just 3 Dragoons so far, so not crazy scary. But once this 4th Dragoons arrives, you kind of got to stop what he's doing right now. 2 volleys here. Can he actually get it? He does hit that 3rd volley there. YSC picks off the first tank. A foolish decision by Royal to push out with that tank, try to micro against these Dragoons. In this situation, you can absolutely lose that early tank. 8 shots from a Dragoon will kill a tank, so once that 4th Dragoon has arrived, it's just very, very dangerous to try and micro against that. Just repair the bunker and hold on for a couple more tanks to pop out. Now this attack's going to come forward. These Dragoons are a bit low from taking damage earlier, but this push would be much better with a 3rd tank. Now Royal just falls back. He knows that he's not going to be able to win the game off of this. He's not going to be able to formulate that push in a way that it can actually deal damage, so he just falls back. Make sure he's a little bit more safe with some with a few mines in the front. Now this drop coming in, that was a nice shot. Tank taking full damage. That left tank takes full damage from that Scarab hit. Only one more Scarab hit on that tank could end up killing it. Go half damage from that shot. Tank took some damage as well. Another Scarab hit somehow does not kill that Vulture. I guess it was moving away, although it was laying a mine. That was a little bit weird. Kind of the fun of Broodwar, though. Things don't always go as planned, and here's a great move by Royal, catching some probes on their way. Is this actually blocked? Oh my goodness, that is horrible. YSC not setting up his plan here very well, not setting up his base plan very well. Puts an observatory there, and that completely blocks. That is a solid wall in. at that third base. Now he breaks down the pylon. He should be able. Can he actually get up here with a Dragoon? I don't know, because that the space tile set is a little bit weird. Can he actually get through here? The drop is going to come through. He needs to get up. Okay, he does get up with one Dragoon. The others are going to glitch around at the bottom, and he gets in here, finishes off that Vulture. That is... Oh my god, that was really kind of scary there. If he'd lost every single probe, he would be in a terrible position. He is losing quite a few here in the main, but he does eventually pick those off. Royal with some good damage there, and he escapes with the dropship as well, so very worthwhile attack from Royal. And he did actually produce a starport in the center right. That's what I thought was going to happen. Now, YSC at a bit of a disadvantage. Gets that shuttle, or gets that dropship though. Woof. A nice pickoff for YSC. Keeping him alive here. Keeping his probe safe. 2 shuttles are out. Likely going to go into speed shuttle style. 5 facts are ready for Royal, so he's positioned now to take this third base. Now on this map, the third base shouldn't be too hard to secure here. I think this is buildable terrain in the front, though I haven't actually tested it or play tested it myself. They'll let drop. Gonna pick off the tank very easily. There's really not much here in the front, and going for a bust is pretty crazy. YSC diving here with the Dragoons, gonna get splattered by these tanks. Oh, all the tanks fire on one Dragoon, so not a whole lot of damage. And now YSC's tucked himself in the corner. Here comes the Reaver. Big shot from the Reaver, picking off a bunch of tanks. He's gonna get a third tank there and dives forward once again. He's really reset the tank count here. Serious reset on that count for our Terran player. Man, he has 1 tank left over. That is super rough, man. He was planning to take that third base here pretty soon, and YSC has just removed his army from this map. Now, I don't know what the play here is from Royal. I guess he's going to try to move out and take the third base anyway, considering that YSC just lost all of his shuttles, his Dragoons as well, and his Reavers. But I think that YSC should be able to re-mac road an army here before Royal can. His tanks will be incrementing out much more slowly than the Dragoons and Zealots that'll be popping from these gateways. And YSC should be able to find a way in here. He's coming up from the left side. This is an interesting part about this map. If YSC heads around the left side, and Royal spots that out, it's very difficult for YSC to rotate around and hit from the other side, from that right-hand side. You know, there are 2 sides to that third base, but as long as Royal has some idea of where the army is, he should be able to react in time, just because of the travel distance here. He's got some mines out on the map. He sees that the army is starting to move to the right-hand side. He should be answering that by moving his tanks over towards that right-hand side. You can see sending up the reinforcements here. This map being played well by Royal so far. Yeah, just such a long counterattack path so far to walk with all of these units. It looks like YSC going to move around the other side. A scan comes down, and hopefully Royal spots that army, because it is not going to come from the right-hand side now. He's going to hit full force towards the natural here, YSC is. And hopefully Royal's army will be in position. Mines coming down. He sees the army. He has to move his tanks right now to this left side. That is a ton of factories being thrown down. A fourth base is down for YSC now. He hasn't taken that next main base just yet. Only holding some random bases out on the map. A little bit surprised he didn't try to take that after cleaning out mines and vultures on the right-hand side with those dragoons earlier, but he hasn't managed to do that just yet. YSC getting close to max now. 178 supply. We'll see where Royal wants to take this map, or take this game, because the ball is starting to be thrown into his court. I mean, YSC has been hanging back for quite a while and has allowed this third base to go down. He's rotated here to the right side with a couple of shuttles positioned to fly into the main. These shuttles are slow. They don't have the speed upgrade, and two turrets are here to meet them. So how much damage can really be done here? Okay, the armory there is a great target for this Reaver, and a big distraction tactic here from YSC. He's ready, poised in position to attack into that third base. Here comes all the vultures, and now is the time. YSC gonna make that attack happen? Okay, he spots the complete wall-in over at the third base and decides to back away. Now that is a great wall from Royal. He does not want to attack that direction, so good idea from YSC to take bases on that right-hand side. Your opponent has a wall out of his base on the right-hand side. I mean, he's probably not going to attack that direction, right? So might as well start. Oh my goodness, storms coming down on all of these SCVs. Tons of zealots coming up here. Not too many dragoons though, and this is a lot of vultures. You're gonna be able to rip through these zealot numbers pretty darn quick. And I'm a little bit afraid now for YSC. Even though he killed a lot of SCVs here, he may end up dying to this counterattack. Look at this, Royal pulling back immediately. The moment that YSC retreats, he's heading straight southward. Oh, and YSC comes back. This is interesting. YSC, I mean, he looked like he was done here on the right-hand side, but he decides to turn around and come back. These dragons from the low ground not really doing much. Their miss chance is so high. Some drops coming down on these units. Royal dematrixes up and holds everything back. Tanks sieging up right in range of this Nexus will go down here very quickly. YSC forced to evacuate this base. Not too many SCVs at that third. Royal has lost quite a bit of his economy. Dragoon's gonna come over here. I think they all just die though. These are low health Dragoons, and there's a lot of mines and tanks in position. Those are some free donations here to the army of Royal. Just gonna give up those Dragoons for whatever reason, as the rest of his army moves down to the bottom right. This base seems nearly impossible for Protoss to hold on to. Truly, it is just so tough. In every game that I've seen with pro players, they never seem to be able to hold on to this location right here. Kill off his own mines, recognizing that YSC was trying to drag those in. Now, YSC moving north, looking for a counterattack path, but the moment he does, Royal moves directly into the natural and grabs a great position. Big storm there. Huge storm, and two Reavers moving out. They get splattered by these tanks, unfortunately. Great targeting by Royal to pick those off. But Royal's right on top of the natural now. This is frightening as a Protoss player. The moment that the Terran sieges up in range of your rally point, things just start to fall apart real quick. So Why is he going to charge forward here? He wants to draw the attention away from his natural, try to get some good storms. That was a great storm. These SCVs doing their repair job, getting picked off very nicely by the Templar. Good sprinting forward there and picking off the Templar, making sure he can't get any more money storms on these SCVs at least. YSC with just Dragoons remaining. Not going to be able to stand against the tanks here that are pushing forward. Forced to retreat now. His natural about to fall. YSC running out of time in this game. And it looks like another win here for Royal if it continues like this. Plenty of units here. The natural of YSC. But can he bring them to bear against this army of Royal, which is firmly camped outside of his natural with a ton of mines in the way of any counterattack? Great pick off there. Templar losing its life. And Royal starting to split off. Small groups of units here. Ooh, some shuttles coming out. This is going to be the moment here. YSC, can he break out of this contain? Zealots coming out haphazardly, and the drops are not enough. GG. YSC taps out, and Royal takes his third scalp of the night. A new challenger approaches. Up next is Queen. He's spawning down here in the bottom left. Royal in the top left. This should be a much more difficult game here for Royal. Spawning pool being thrown down first. Guess that is a overpool here. Queen a little bit worried maybe about Royal going for some sort of forward Rex, but that's not on the menu here today. Royal has been playing completely straight up in all of these games, playing with a great deal of confidence. And it takes a lot of confidence to play a straight up normal game against a two-time ASL champion. So Queen has not been playing at the same level as he was in previous seasons, in previous years. Still a force to be reckoned with. Against Supply Depot here, Royal. Taking it easy. Getting into his normal build. Queen, on the other hand, though, popping out some links here. We'll see what he decides to do with them, how many he produces. Looks like 4 to 6 links actually coming out from Queen, and it'll have to be a block on the ramp here to defend this base. Yeah, actually bunker on low ground. That's interesting. Royal absolutely could have placed his SCV on that ramp with 2 or 3 Marines behind it. He could have held that off, but instead he builds a bunker, loads up those 2 Marines, and will force back Queen immediately here, allowing him to start his command center right on time. Good play from Royal. Now a layer has started. Barracks being thrown down. 2 racks play from Royal, most likely. Saw him favoring that play in previous games against Zerg. Against Hero, did very well with that push out. Basically won him the game there in that previous set against Hero, getting those early drone kills, set Hero behind, and made things easier for Royal in the mid to late game. Now, where is Queen gonna take this game? How is he gonna change it up? All right, a 3rd hatch in the main. Little bit of a different build here than what Hero went for. Gonna get that 3rd hatch up. He's planning to macro a little bit harder than previous games, than what Hero was doing. Great transfer here from Royal. Right on time, sending out those SCVs, splitting them up as well. Can grab a full group of SCVs, as many as you want to send. Right click on a mineral patch, then shift left click on an SCV in your control group. That'll remove that SCV from that control group. Then click the next mineral patch. Continue to do that. You'll split up all your SCVs and your transfers will be much more slick. That's how these pro players are able to get their SCVs to not just combine on one patch. I know that from playing as Starcraft 2, not a lot of people who play Starcraft 2 know about that sort of trick. It's not really necessary, but there is a ton of stuff you can do with the shift key and the control key in Starcraft 1 that just makes life easier and more efficient. Here comes Royal with his 2 racks play. One medic is falling behind. Uh-oh. That's no good. Okay, that medic is going to have to put that one back into his control group. Something happened there. Maybe it's glitch. Actually, it's like, it's really not moving, man. It's just stuck there. Sometimes things like this happen in Broodwar. It's kind of rare, but that medic actually looks like it's completely stuck. Wow, that is weird. Either it was stuck or completely forgotten about. Either one means that it is going to die here out in the middle of the map for no reason. Wow, these Mutalisks are not going to spot that, so maybe it lives a little bit longer. Mutas coming up. Getting ready to begin their harassment. It's hilarious that this is just completely out of the vision of Queen. Queen has no idea that that's there, and I don't think Royal does either. Okay, there we go. Now the medic is going to come back. Unfortunately, though, it's going to walk directly into the path of these mutas. Oh, what? Oh my god, he didn't kill it. Oh my god, that survived. Wait a second. Did it, though? Oh god. Okay, it's still alive. It's still alive. All right, that medic still surviving here. That's pretty funny. It does join the group once again. Drone here in a battle to the death with the SCV does manage to win that, and will be able to throw it on the third base. Queen playing very normally here. No tricks thus far, and not much of a aggressive play with these Mutalisks either. He's been droning a bit here, I feel. And now finally the Mutalisks are grouped up and ready to fight, but Royal's already out on the map. He's a great Mutalisk or Marine Medic ball here. Good pickoffs now from Queen, but equally good micro and control from Royal as well. Killing off a couple of Mutalisks in retribution here for the harassment of this army. Some Zerglings being used to soak damage. Here comes a big surround from the Lings. Lings plus Muta is going to surround this army and almost pick it off, but the reinforcements arrive just barely in time. One medic does fall, but Royal keeps his army alive for the most part. He's going to retreat now into his base. Wait for a few more Marines to pop out. Only going for a 3 racks here. 3 racks. And then into his starports. Getting ready for that science vessel production. That's interesting because if he loses one of these armies out on the map, it's going to be that much more painful than if he had 5 Rex play. So Royal needs to keep this army alive no matter what. His Marine Medic army is of utmost importance right now. Gotta make sure not to allow this army to be surrounded and killed And that's why he's kind of staying back here, allowing some damage to hit his economy, allowing Queen to harass him a little bit, but at least keeping these Marine Medic alive, keeping them at home until the science vessels start to pop out. Now he's adding on more barracks. Another fight here with Queen. Trying to right-click on some of these immunas, but backing away very nicely. Queen in a good spot now with that third base down. Can he hold on to it, though? He's continuing to harass here. Has a ton of mutas in the low HP range. Has been swapping them in and out as they get low. Very tough stuff to do. Very difficult micro tricks to pull off, but at the highest level, absolutely essential here for a Zerg player. Gonna dive into the main now. More than one group of mutas, more than 12 mutas in this group, actually. He's controlling two groups of Mutalisk in this fighting force here, and he takes out those few turrets, forces the SCVs away, and he's gonna start to deal damage to some of these SCVs as well. Two irradiates go down, and the Mutalisks get caught in the corner. 6 are left over, but they're all gonna end up falling, it looks like. There's nothing left here for Queen. Just about every Mutalisk falls here. 3 managed to escape with very little HP, but at least Queen has the lurkers out now. He's prepared for this transition. His base in the bottom right is saturated or close to it. Defiler Mound is on the way. There should be a Nidus network coming up soon as well to connect the natural to the third base. You can see it there. Double dropship going to be the answer here for Royal. He's going to try to make this game crazy. Try to drop either into the main or to that third base. Pick off that Nidus network and split the forces of Queen. Now, Queen is trying to find these dropships. He sees it with the Overlord. Oh, that's a big moment. Queen, this Overlord just barely spotting those dropships out. And it's very, very important that Queen saw that. The dropships trying to make themselves scarce, trying to find a different route into either the third or the main where they're not going to be spotted. It looks like with 4 dropships, Royal is going to put pressure on the natural while he loads these dropships up and sends them into another location. Here they come towards the main, actually. Oh, Queen is so ready for this. Royal, if he dives in here, he's going to be in a terrible situation. Oh, no. Here comes Royal. He's going to dive in. Dropships unloading, but all the Marines and drops are going to get picked off instantly here. Royal absolutely regretting this decision the moment those drops made it into the main. He realized his mistake, but it was too late. Everything gets picked off. Calamity here for our Terran hero. After 3 wins, the 4th is proving to be a serious speed bump here. Queen holding off that base and now are holding off that attack, and now 5 lurkers stacked up here at the front of his third. Can Royal break through that? Can he stop this 4th base, or will Queen transition into Ultra here smoothly with 4 gas? Royal trying to track down these Lings. Lings sent all the way around the map. They're looking for additional expansions that have been thrown down. Royal does have that expansion at 12 o'clock. I'm not sure how well defended that is, and a factory about to go down. That's a little bit unfortunate for Royal. He could use an additional starport. Hopefully he's thrown one down by now. Ling's here, gonna trade with a few of these Marines. One of the last drop ships on the map does fall. Do some Scourge there. And Queen is gonna hold on, man. There's no way I think that he breaks this position. Royal does. He's switching back over to the natural. He's trying to find a location where Queen is not ready to defend, but I think Queen has been in this position too many times. He knows this situation. He is not going to be broken here by simple wheeling back and forth between these bases, trying to find us a weak spot in Royal or in Queen's defense. I don't think that's going to end up working. I really feel that Queen will be able to hold on. He's trying to push forward here. That's a lot of lurkers in a row, and the Dark Swarm comes down as well. Utter death to these SCVs. There's a plague as well. The science vessel count is still very high. Not many science vessels have fallen, but now a few do fall. 2 actually fall in that natural, so finally the first couple of science vessels start to get picked off. Battlecruiser transition here from Royal. No third starport that I can see, although he does have a third gas. You can absolutely afford a third starport on 3 gas. Some Lings managing to escape out. Firebats en masse being produced here. D-Matrix going to be the choice. A big stim forward and running up on these lurkers. Can he actually break this position? He needs to go after that Nidus. He does go after it. More D-Matrix going down, trying to break these sunken colonies. He's doing his best here, and he's going to break that last lurker. He's getting inside. All of the science vessels have been pulled back, but both Niduses go down. Huge moment here for Royal as the separate bases here of Queen have been completely split off. Only medics and 3 Marines are left over at the end of that fight. These science vessels still do survive, and the battle cruisers are marching forward now. A bunch of ultras have popped out, but they're not fully upgraded yet. They're not ready to fight. Seems like kind of like emergency ultras being produced there. He's trying to hold on against this attack, and he wanted to get some beef out here to actually hold that natural. However, these ultras are not really ready, and the battle cruisers have found an amazing location to park themselves in that corner. Seems like Queen dealing well with those battle cruisers. He's managed to pick off a few of those. We are mostly getting shots of Royal right now, who's dealing with the Ling counterattacks and the ultra attacks at the same time. However, Royal's doing a great job here in the main, picking off drones. He's still got one battle cruiser in the natural. There's been firing away there. Probably has 1 million kills at this point. 11 kill battlecruiser finally will get picked off. But when the dust settles, I'm not sure actually who's ahead at this point. Still a supply advantage for Royal. That doesn't really mean a whole lot. He's done a great job here in the main, in the natural as well. There's not a whole lot of drones in either of these areas. But a Defiler moving through the middle, this could be huge. Where will this Defiler make its way to? It probably will end up getting up here onto the 3rd base, dropping a Dark Swarm. There it is, Dark Swarm plus Plague. Repair going down on these bunkers, and he should be able to hold on to his 3rd. Ling's dealing a ton of SCV damage at that mineral-only base. Dark Swarm does come down. We'll keep this Ultralisk alive for a little bit longer. Of course, Firebats still deal a little bit of splash damage under Dark Swarm. Not a whole lot. Plague on the battlecruisers as well. Royal doing a great job of cutting off the gas income of his opponent. However, Queen snagging a 6 o'clock base as well. Still no Ultralisk speed yet. That's kind of crazy, actually. And Ultralisk only have +4 armor, so only +2 is done for Queen. This has been a wild game. So much has happened here. Oh my god, Royal! Nothing down here except for science vessels, and he gets an eraser trick going. Kills a ton of drones. That is huge. Huge moment there for Royal to pick off all of those drones. He will eventually lose these 2 science vessels, I think. But that was massive. So much damage there. Royal has a ton of gas in the bank. He can produce some battle cruisers here, I think, and start to take this game. Another racer trick gonna come down here, I think. No, not enough energy just yet. Ultras at that mineral only. Still dealing damage to these SCVs, unfortunately. Royal only mining off these 2 locations. He's really trying to just hang in there right now. But going for a counterattack down here in the bottom right. This is actually potentially game ending. He's really lacking on the economy at the moment. He doesn't have any mining except for that 4th base at 12 o'clock. But instead he goes towards 6 o'clock. I feel like this is a bit of a mistake here. It would have been much better, I think, to just go for it down in the bottom right-hand corner, because he's already in such a rough position. He needs to deal damage to Queen right now. Otherwise, Queen just going to continue with the plagues, continue with the Ultralisk rally across the map and dealing damage to Royal's economy until he just has nothing left. He's coming down here, trying to break this position, running by this lurker. Oh, the lurker actually died. And the Defiler not able to do anything. Wow, so much is going down here. Nice job picking off these science vessels, but the hatchery will fall. Royal, has he actually done it? 52 supply to 77. This is what I wanted Royal to do a little bit earlier, but he's managed to finish it off. He's managed to do it now. And it's just as effective. It's just as important here, picking up this base down in the bottom right. It's huge. Queen is mining off of just, I think, 1 or 2 gas at this point. Royal also mining very little. He's got 1,200 gas in the bank, just a few minerals, though 91 minerals. He needs that income so badly. His supply is incredibly low, but he's still somehow, some way managing to hold on here, to continue to field an army, to push down towards the bottom left and try to break this natural. There's nothing here, Queen. He's got nothing over in this location. Royal coming through, trying to preempt some of these Defiler spells by throwing down Irradiates, but there's just no Defilers here to irradiate. There's just a few Ultras. The Scourge are coming in. He's trying to kill as many of these Science Vessels as possible. Beautiful. The Battle Cruiser keeping that alive. One last Ultra in that natural. 2 Marines and a Fire Bat. This is an insane game. This is a once-in-a-lifetime game here. Queen versus Royal. Absolutely crazy how down to the wire this is right now. This is a pretty decent force. I think that can hold off against 2 Ultra. Maybe just barely with some reinforcements and some SCV control. 2 Ultras heading across the map here with their 5 armor. Can they actually kill this? Still only half HP on this, and the medic's not healing. That's not good. But the D-Matrix goes down. That is a great play. That Marine will fall. But this final Ultra is going to go down. Queen swinging the pressure back across the map, though. He's going to try and deal some damage here to the economy again of Royal. Dark Swarm goes down and a Plague. Lings with speed and attack speed gonna start to ravage this Marines. Another SCV or another Science Vessel goes down, and the last of the SCVs are falling. Queen throwing down a final spell here. That's all the energy he has because all the lings have been consumed or killed. 2 ultras left over. He needs a medic wall right now. There's so many medics. There's like 20 medics and 2 marines. That last marine goes down. So many medics here in the front. Fire bats being produced. They're terrible against ultras, but they eventually do the job, it looks like. Another Scourge kill on that science vessel. He's done a great job of picking these off, and he might have finally done it. Queen with the supply lead now, taking down these last FCVs. He's gonna do it. Oh my God, what a close game. What a crazy close game. He consumes an ultra there at the very end. GG. He gets the clapper from me. Let's see if he gets it from KCM as well. Well deserved there. Damn, Queen. What a game. What a game. Alright, so Royal gets kicked out there. Surprising, I actually thought he was going to go all the way. That was probably one of the best games we've had in KCM. That was incredibly close. If things had gone a little bit differently, we might have evened out and sort of continued on, but Queen just barely manages to break Royal there, and now he's going up against Snow. Snow spawning here in the top left. Going to be starting out with a gateway first. Queen grabbing that quick catch. He's going to throw down the spawning pool right after, and he securing that third base here shortly. Actually, the drone heading out on the map, looking to find out where Snow has spawned first, at least. Gonna find this Zealot, sending it across the map. I'll have to send out a second drone here to grab that hatchery. Looks to be at this mineral expansion here on Largo. At least I believe that's the name of the map here, Largo. The first Zealot gonna arrive, trying to slow things down a little bit. Those Zerglings have just started now. The eggs are a little ways away from completion. Drones are gonna have to fight. So far so good. 2 hits, 1 from the probe, 1 from the Zealot, and no drones end up going down here. Queen with the perfect micro, able to hold on for now. Still 0 kill Zealot here in the back of the mineral patches. We've got Lings en masse being produced, ready to surround and kill these 2 Zealots, which have now tucked themselves safely behind this mineral patch. There's the surround now. Some pretty good surface area here. I mean, a couple of Zerglings hitting each, and now finally the surround comes down. Snow gonna lose those 2 Zealots, but a good number, I'll say, of Lings have been produced, so relatively worthwhile here. I don't think Queen can counterattack and actually kill or anything like that, but at least Snow should be able to hold on. He's gonna send that Zealot, that third Zealot here into the natural now. Second Zealot at the wall-in should be popping out here momentarily. Queen was ready for this though. I love this. Queen actually on top of the sneaky play from Snow. He's trying to get the probe. He does manage to get it. Will run by with a single Ling up there into the main, but loses quite a bit for the privilege. Full scouting information here for Queen. Not that he would be too surprised at anything that's coming down here in the main. Does see the timing of the cybernetic score though, and he has a Hydralisk Den down, so possible 973 here out of Queen, which can be very strong in a situation like this where Snow doesn't have a lot of Zealots to pressure on the map anymore. He spent his early zealots trying to deal damage. Now he doesn't really have much out here in order to scout his opponent. These lings are being held back for the express purpose of hiding this Hydralisk den. Trying to get that surround there. There was actually an opportunity, I think, for Snow potentially dive in and actually get this probe into the main, but he misses that opportunity. Now he's going to get that information, excuse me, but it's not the end of the world. Queen, like many Zerg players, completely capable of taking a 973 and macroing it out into a late game build. He's got another hatchery already being added on. He knows that this Hydralisk attack, unlikely to kill his opponent, truly just allowing this build to transition here away from an aggressive Hydralisk attack and into a longer late game with just more cannons being forced here, and of course a bit of a slowdown in the tech progression of Snow. So Queen, he was spotted out. He's not going to get a quick win, but it's not the end of the world. He will survive here, and he will have a decent mid game lined up, just taking a bit of control here. And it's something that's hard to do against Protoss as Zerg, is to take control of the pacing of the game. So much of Zerg in this matchup is really reacting to your opponent, and here he comes running forward, gonna pick off a couple of cannons. Actually, that's going to leave the Forge vulnerable here, and he's gonna focus that down with all of his Hydra. That should be able to kill. Cancel there on the +1, and no +1 will finish for Snow. That is a huge loss. But he's not lost the game just yet. Diving forward again. Queen gonna dive on these cannons. Kills 2. The third about to fall. Zealots doing their best here, but they don't have speed. And the Hydras will be able to kite them backwards. Another cannon going to finish up here. Queen very close to breaking this Protoss player. Is going to take the time now to polish off this gateway. Could try to dive on that pylon. Okay, there is one more pylon, excuse me. Thought that was the only pylon there on the left, but it was not. The pylon there on the right will keep all of these cannons powered up. More Hydras coming forward though, and the Zealot speed still missing here. There we go. Zealot speed does finish up. Now Snow can start to push forward. If the Hydras try to dive on the cannons, they'll be much less effective with those Zealots running forward, sprinting forward to meet them. Templar Archives here now. Pretty soon, this threat will be over, but Queen has made it such a threat in this game that Snow really had to cannon up a lot and take this attack very, very seriously. He was so close to death there, but manages to hold on. Doesn't have to pull his probes either, so his probe count should be very good. Queen switching now into drone production. Really droning up all of his bases, and likely switching into lurker tech here. His lurker upgrade should be done relatively soon. Zealots sprinting out here, but good micro back from Queen. I think he can take this fight actually. Does he want to stand and battle with these Zealots? It's tough, but there's really not that many Zealots in Snow's possession, just barely enough, it looks like, to force Queen away and make some room for himself out on this map. Hydras are falling back, coalescing at that third base. Corsair gonna grab 2 easy kills at the natural. These Zealots can't really fight against this number of Hydra. Nice targeting there on the low HP Zealots. That is very hard to do in these tense situations. Hydra surrounding the Zealots. Man, Snow is on the ropes here. His gateway count is starting to kick in, but very few Zealots remain. The first two Templars are out. The fourth base is ready for Queen. Dark Templar here roaming the map. No Overlord speed just yet. You know he has to start that now. Keep this DT away from his drone line, his mineral line. In lack of overall map awareness has been a huge issue for Queen in previous games. Almost killed his own drone there by clicking on the screen, trying to get his Hydras to attack that Corsair, but almost kills his own drone. Anyway, as I was saying, missing DT drops, not seeing those drones being picked off has been a huge bane to Queen in multiple recent tournaments, recent tournament games. Now, Queen is getting ready to move out a base coming down from Snow. An optimistic base take here from Snow, who can't totally defend his third and natural at the same time. He's just trying to keep Queen busy as long as he can and hope that these cannons finish up, and it looks like they will. Lurkers are present at that fourth base. Queen more intent on defense right now than attack. Snow gets away with a quick base take there, and that third base is going to help him move into this mid game and gather the army necessary to challenge Queen on the map. But will it be enough? Queen hyper aggressive right now with his build, his building positioning, not prepared for a defensive game here. He is on the move and ready for an attack. If he manages to take down this Protoss army and throw back Protoss onto his three bases, he may well take this game. However, if Snow smashes this army, I have my doubts that Queen will be able to transition this into a late game. The defense of that third base will be very hard. There's no sunkens there. The building positioning is not the greatest. He's prepared for this attack. His supply is dead even with Snow. In fact, he's ahead right now by 2 supply. Can he take a fight here and end this game right here, right now, spreading out his units all over this central high ground? Spire on the way as well. He's got the Queen's Nest completed. Gonna start that hive soon. Lings en masse being produced. Queen. No fourth base just yet. Or excuse me, no fifth base just yet. Double upgrades coming from Snow. And he moves his army back and forth here. Very methodical play from Snow, sending 4 zealots down to the bottom right. He wants to make sure that no hidden bases are present. Try to catch Queen snagging a base, but he doesn't manage that because Queen completely aware of Protoss movements on the map. He's got an amazing spread of overlords all over the place. See those red dots just everywhere on the map right now, and he's taking the bottom right. That main base take is huge. If he can hold on to that location, he can play this game out into the very latest stages of Zerg versus Protoss. Tons of lurkers are here in the natural defending. Will Snow take the bait and try to attack that position? It seems like not just yet. He moves back to intercept these Hydras that were headed northwards. And now Snow going to rotate his army down towards the south, looking towards that natural. I think attacking into that location would be a huge mistake for Snow at this point. If he takes that fight, he'll most likely end up losing his entire army to a big flank from the Zerg right now. Fourth base coming up from Snow. Is becoming an epic long game here from these two titanic Broodwar players. All of the defenses of Queen are on the move right now. He's heading towards this army of Snow, which, oh my god, this lurkers just running into the storm. This is so brutal. Huge amounts of lurkers just getting completely smashed, but Lings on the top side surrounding these dragoons and not allowing them to escape easily. So few zealots are left over, and these Lings just going to work on these dragoons, retreating to the high ground here. It's a very difficult position to push. Snow standing at the top, blanketing storms on this army. However, Queen shoves everything back. Snow has to retreat here towards his third base. And Queen sitting pretty here on 5 bases. The bottom right is his. Snow has yet to snag top right. He still could possibly hold center right with cannons on high ground and storms blanketing those attacking units. He might be able to hold on. Oh my goodness, there's just massive amounts of Hydra Ling lurkers surrounding this army, not even going up to Defiler, just relying on the basic units of Zerg to surround and destroy this army. There's tons of Templar here. How many can he focus down? Looks like just one gets focused, but the army is nearly depleted here for Snow. Bunch of zealots heading down to the bottom right. Is there any defense there for Queen? Looks like not. Will he end up losing that hatchery? That would be really painful. 4, 5, 6 zealots gonna come down here. Just focus this hatchery. No, he's going after the drones, but good micro from Queen. Ling's coming up now. Going to trade rather inefficiently, but it's fine. Queen does not mind one little bit. This was really the opportunity for Snow to try and even things up a bit. And it's gone by the wayside. The opportunity has disappeared now. Snow's still dealing a little bit of damage to those few drones, but Queen stabilizes here. Does set up a Nidus network as well. And his army supply is insane. 168. I know it doesn't sound like a whole lot to you Zerg and Terran players, but or excuse me, you Terran Protoss players, but Zerg supply 170 is crazy. That is so much supply here of just pure Ling, Lurker, Hydra. Plague comes out as well. 2 plagues go down. Not the best second plague, but it's fine. They're finally getting its worth. Reducing those Dragoons and Zealots HP to 1. Of course, they still will have those shields, but that army is much more squishy. Will die that much quicker to Lurker Spines, Hydra, Acid Spit, and of course, Ling attacks. A dropship here, a shuttle. Does he have some Reavers in this army now? That does make the army much more powerful. There goes the shuttle. It might be a storm drop instead, actually. Looks like he's sending it into the bottom right main. Can he get anything done? DT pops out. Looking for a pickoff on perhaps one of these Nidus networks. Running away from the vision of that Overlord. Overlord turns around. Uh-oh. Another Overlord gonna come down here to the natural. Will eventually pick off this Dark Templar. 5-kill Dark Templar. Does finally get finished off. Another Plague there denied. No, not gonna take that damage. And a 5th base is established here. I can't believe that Queen is allowing this to occur. He's got 194 supply, guys. He should be attacking into all locations simultaneously and just making this game ridiculous. But somehow Snow's managed to transfer his workers to that center left. He has his army here on the right, clearing out lurkers. There's no storms on this high ground, so most likely this base just dies. 2 more cannons are going to finish up, but yeah, this is going to go down here. The crackling just too strong. The base will fall. Snow's hopes dashed there in the center left, but can he make the dream come true? Bottom right is the target right now. 2 Archons in this battle. One with 16 kills and hardly any shields left, but still going strong. Moving down towards the bottom right now. So many lurkers are in position and no observers are present, so these zealots completely sacrificial. Just going to run down into the meat grinder here, and a massive surround coming up shortly from Queen. He's coming from all angles, bringing up the lurkers, bringing up the lings, gonna try to smash this army. Archons are falling left, right, and center. Templar as well being picked off, throwing down their last few storms and attempting to morph into Archons, but this army is so small, and Queen's army supply is still out of this world. 180 supply to just 130. Snow is moments away from tapping out of this game. He has been completely surrounded and outplayed here. Another Plague goes down. All of the Dragoons going down into the red HP. He has to retreat, but I mean, where does he retreat to? He's on 4 bases. Queen has everything on the map. He's taken the center right as well. All the bottom right bases are his. This army is being destroyed as we speak. Complete destruction here of our last Protoss hero. Snow is going to be eliminated, and Protoss will go out last in this week of KCM. A heartbreaker here for the Protoss fans, man. They started out the season so nicely, getting a few wins, taking 2nd place as well, but now just getting completely wrecked here. Queen way too strong. Queen and Royal really taking the cake right now, smashing these Protoss players. And yeah, there's no gas left in the tank for Snow. He is just completely out of options here. Has the great upgrades, has 4 bases, but 2 are mined out and the other 2 are close to it. Queen, all the time in the world, all the money in the world. Gonna lose these 2 lurkers for free, but he's got 198 supply to just 116. Storms are great, but there's not enough storm in the entire world to defeat this Zerg army as it sprints forward here. It lands the plagues on these units as well. These Templar are incredibly squishy now. More storms will be thrown down and Archons will be morphed. But Ling Flood continues here. Queen beats down Snow slowly but surely. GG is called, and Queen takes that victory. Alright, time for our next game. It is a beautiful sunny day. Actually, I took a few days break here between the last game and this one, so don't expect me to remember literally anything that happened. Also, I watched ASL, a whole bunch of other things happened. I really don't remember what was going on in this series. All I know is that many players have been eliminated, and there's still Jaedong on this lineup. So I'm hoping that Sharp can take down Queen here, and that Jaedong will be able to play a couple of games. A Jaedong versus Rush game would be amazing. Would have liked to see Royal versus Jaedong, but unfortunately he is eliminated. We're going to start off here with Sharp versus Queen. Sharp, of course, in the top left-hand corner. He's starting out with a wall in the front. And Queen getting that 12 hatch, playing confidently, not afraid of a forward barracks here on this very large map. We'll see how this one goes. It's a beautiful day today, guys, in Canada right now. It was looking pretty nasty this morning. I woke up and it was very, very cold. Like, I don't even know how cold, but my windshield was completely frozen. That's not typical here in BC, in British Columbia. So, yeah, it was really freezing cold. I had to bundle up this morning, wore a toque and everything, and now it's like at least 15 degrees, maybe even higher than that. So, turned out to be a really beautiful day. Had a fun day at work. Chilling, doing some doing some stuff that I've never done before. Drilling holes in concrete was interesting, but I think I fucked up a little bit. I drilled the hole too big. Gonna have to cover up my tracks, figure out a way to make it work. Kind of branching out on my own a little bit. Looks like 3 Marines walking through the middle of the map. This is a little bit crazy from Sharp. He sees only 2 lings, and these 2 lings are chasing. Queen has no idea that these Marines are coming. Oh my god. Alright, we might actually have a really quick game here. If this is just drones popping. Oh god, 3rd hatch coming down. Just drones popping out here. A bunch of drones are gonna die. Man, this is a sick move by Sharp. Moving around the top or bottom of the map. Getting into a great position. He's gonna kill a drone. Yeah, 1 drone goes down. A pretty good ring around the rosy play happening here. A 2nd drone does fall. He's going to tuck himself behind these mineral patches, I think, and make these Marines last as long as possible, looks like. He actually could have probably run back home with these, honestly. But he's going to buy some time here. Force these drones to run away for a little bit longer. Now, maybe he wouldn't have made it back home. These lings came out pretty quickly. Going to focus down as many lings as possible. Gotta run up into the main, maybe get a scout off. He even sees the 3rd hatch. He sees the spire as well. All information is his. A great start here for Sharp, and back at home, he's just sitting behind his wall. Doesn't need to produce that many extra Marines. He's just gonna get into his barracks here. 2 more barracks on the way. That +1 is pumping as well. Really an awesome early game here for Sharp, and exactly really what he needs to take down a player like Queen, who's on paper probably a little bit better than Sharp, but with an advantage, man. This is anybody's game right now. I think Sharp could absolutely take this one down. Now pushing out again, just a small group. This group you don't want to lose, though. You want to keep this group alive, because those mutas are going to be produced here pretty darn soon. He knows he's picked off quite a few lings, so Queen already at a disadvantage in terms of his economy. He wants to get those drones back up again, of course. That 3rd hatch is done. Mutas being produced, and there should be turrets on the way here. There's the 1st turret in the main. Gonna get a bunker as well. Not cutting any corners here. Sharp gonna have to add a few more turrets on around those barracks as well, just to keep things safe. But he's looking good here. Gonna see Queen. Does he want to push this harassment? Does he want to continue adding on a muta, or is he gonna throw down a 3rd base down in the bottom right and drop his Queen's nest, and of course that Hydralisk Den? Now, Coming up towards the front here. Supply depot at the edge of the base. This is always the problem when it comes to having a wall in. The disadvantage of having that wall in, of course, you are very safe to early aggression, but the Mutalisks have something free that they can just hit at the edge of your base that's not being covered by turrets, so Queen taking advantage of that. Sharp starting to move out on the map. Ooh, those Marines just kind of bugging out there, not coming down the ramp properly. And I'm getting picked off easily. Ooh, not good rally points here, either from Sharp. Rallying out to the front. Queen takes advantage and snags a couple of extra kills there. A medic and a Marine. Gonna dive towards the main now. Sees the number of turrets and does turn away. Sharp out at the front. He's ready to drive across the map to stim and run. If Queen commits into the main base, he'll just go straight for the throat, straight for the natural. Queen knows that he's going to dog these Marines for now, and more Nudas being added on. There is a third base down in the bottom right. Queen hasn't added on those extra tech buildings just yet, but he does have some sunkens at the front that are ready to go just in case Sharp decides to break off a few Marines and try to assault the natural. Bunch of Lings being produced. Uh-oh. Looks like Queen thinking about trying to surround and kill this Marine medic clump. Not quite able to get that attack off. Here comes the Marine medic. There's the Lings coming up, but there, a bunch of reinforcements coming down from the main base. Saves Sharp there. Forces those Mutalisks back and takes a decent trade for sure. He also finds out about the number of Lings that are being produced. That is a big piece of information, a piece of the puzzle here. It looks like a counterattack coming from Queen, though. This bunker is a little bit far away. That's a lot of Marines on the high ground, though. Enough to force him back. No, nothing in the bunker. Wait a second. That's not good. 0 in that bunker. And the Lings can go after these turrets here. Sharp getting ready to attack into the natural. Only 2 Sunkens are ready. He's going to go for it. 2 more Sunkens finish up at exactly the same time. No targeting on those Sunkens. And he just has to back away. Meanwhile, at the natural, a lot is going down here. So many SCVs getting picked off as they run up that ramp. And the Lings just going to town on the turrets, lifting this command center. Looks like he's going to lose some of these supply depots as well. Sharp running back home here. Queen taking a huge advantage now. This is massive. Forcing everything up onto high ground. Taking away that second base mining from Sharp. Going to pick off even more SCVs. Wow, the micro here is insane. Queen getting so much value out of these Lings and Mutas. That's just a few Mutas and a handful of Lings, man. Did so much damage to this Terran's economy and his position in this game. He is limping right now. The perfect timing on those sunken colonies as well. I tell you, if those sunken colonies were about 10 seconds later, Sharp would have broken through there. He would have taken out that natural, and this would be a very, very different game. But as it stands, not able to get that Overlord either. Sharp is just in such a tough position here. Like he's trying to hold on in the natural with just a few Marines. I think from this position, Queen can basically do whatever he wants. Looks like he wants to get into a hive. Wouldn't be surprised. Oh, evolution chamber there. Wouldn't be surprised to see him take a 4th base, because he can absolutely do whatever he wants right now. He can start to produce mutas, or excuse me, lurkers as well. He's already got plenty of mutas. He can produce those lurkers. He can get into Defiler. This is supposed to be the moment where Sharp has power on the map. The first few vessels are out, and he should be roaming here. He should be standing right out in front of the Zerg natural, just kind of pressuring and forcing Queen to sack units, to sack defilers, to sack lurkers to those irradiates. But right now he's really on the back foot. You know, he doesn't have any turrets here in the natural. Getting out a couple of dropships right now. He's going to try and find a way back into this game. This can be a winning move. This can be a game-altering a play here for the Terran, but that's only if it works out perfectly. Nice splitting up there of those mutas, keeping the majority of the health high there for this muta clump. Not very many Marines in this clump. Oh my god, he's just gonna overwhelm this and run down these science vessels with the Marine, or with the Mutalisk. Sharp moving out with way too few Marine medic there. He had like 8 Marines maybe in that group. That's so few. But he really wanted to put on that pressure down the bottom right. He got a Overlord, but he loses 2 science vessels and all of his army down there. Now easy base take here for Queen. Sets up his lurkers on that high ground. He is ready for everything. He's even got some Scourge here. These 2 dropships trying to come in, but there's Mutalisk and Scourge ready to go. Oh my god, no way, man. You gotta get the heck out of there, Sharp. That's not gonna happen. I think Queen gonna easily secure his 4th gas and potentially take this game here. A good chance he ends up taking this one. He can even go ahead and mine out that mineral at the back of his base and go and take the center right natural, or the center right base, excuse me, as well. That island sort of base. Looks like drop gonna come through here. He wants to try and get something done in this corner, but the Scourge come through. There's that Defiler as well. The Dark Swarm goes down. No scan that I can see here. Yeah, no scan at all. He could have absolutely killed that Lurker, but instead he's going to lose all of his units. He's going to lose his dropship as well. Oh, actually, 3 Marines coming up. No, he still will lose that. That's not enough Marines to hold back this number of mutas. So he loses the dropship. He loses his army. And Queen is in a dominating position. Really no way for Sharp to come back from here. It was all about that counterattack, man. That counter by Queen was so damn good. Breaking into that natural. And Sharp just didn't have anything in the bunker, man. That's a huge mistake by him. Had he repaired that bunker with a bunch of Marines inside, he would have been much better off in this game. But as it stands, 4th gas about to come out for Queen. He's got tons of Defilers. These mutas have been so valuable throughout this game. Looks like he's going to eat up a couple more Irradiates as well. Oh god. Sharp going to irradiate these, but man, he really needs those Irradiates for Lurkers and Defilers, because there's so many Defilers out here. Like, looking for a Plague, not able to find it, just throws down a Dark Swarm instead. Consuming a Irradiated Defiler. Always a valuable move. Cost efficiency at its max right there. You know that unit's going to die anyway. Might as well consume it. So he snags that unit. Throws down the Dark Swarm. Keeps himself safe. Sharp. Still no 3rd base. And I don't think there will be one this game. Queen. Probably +2 is done. +2 armor, excuse me. And Ultralisk Cavern should be on the way here somewhere, either in the main or the bottom right. You can see he's even adding on more, adding on a bunch more hatcheries down in the bottom right hand corner as well. Great Plague there by Queen. Gonna consume that Muta as well. That's some smart play, man. Consuming units that are irradiated. I don't do that enough, actually. You can consume your Lurkers as well if they get irradiated. And just get that free energy, man. You don't need to eat up all your lings, eh? Like, just throw down your consume on those irradiated units. You can get energy for it. You can throw down more spells. It's a great move here, and he's going to start to chase this down. I mean, even mutas can kill big groups of Marine Medic if they are plagued. Because of those bounces, they just eat them up. Eat them alive, man. It doesn't have to be Lynx. It doesn't have to be Ultras, but there will be tons of Ultras coming out here soon. You can see 1,400 gas in the bank. Queen balling out of control here, already at 129 supply and growing, far ahead of his opponent. Sharp is looking dead, really super dead right now. He's trying to get a base in the bottom left. I don't think that's going to end up working out. Queen spent a bunch of his gas just now, not a whole lot, but ultras are about to pop out, guys. A bunch of ultras are going to pop here in just a second. He's already doing a lot with just lings and defilers, but when those ultras actually come, it is going to be insanely hard for Sharp to defend. Here comes a attack towards the natural. It will be denied. That defiler gets irradiated, and this lurker irradiated as well. Sharp gets some mining going in the bottom right, but for how long, man? Uh-oh. Science vessels. Oh, 3 end up going down there. Bunch of them are plagued, so they do get killed by just a single scourge. That's a pretty decent trade, man. Scourge are damn cheap. And he makes it into the natural. There it is. GG. Sharp taps out. Queen takes the victory. We're going to go into Queen versus Rush. That's coming up next. All right, boys. Now I am praying that Rush can win this next game. Queen already on a 3-kill streak. See if Rush can shut him down. He's spawning in the bottom right. Queen, the top right. Rush, I mean, this guy's a killer, man. I honestly put him above Queen right now in the current state of Broodwar. He's been finishing a lot higher, even though Queen 2-time champion. Maybe his practice schedule hasn't been quite up to par. I don't know what it is, man. But it is incredibly hard in Broodwar to stay at the top for any lengthy amount of time. I know that the first person who comes to mind is Flash, who basically has been the best Broodwar player for, I'd say, 10 years, if not more. Don't quote me on that one. Can't remember exactly when he started to dominate in OSL and MSL, but he has been at the top for an incredible amount of time, and nobody else has been able to do that. Just because this game evolves so quickly, the metagame shifts very fast. There's so much to know, really. And here's something that's also changed a lot. I mean, we can see Queen bringing out a new style here, grabbing that third base right away, really similar to a Zerg versus Protoss build. Queen bringing it out now, showing that maybe he is capable of adapting to these new metagames, though he hasn't been able to stay at the top for very long. After those first two, or after those 2 ASL victories, he hasn't really shown us the top quality play, the championship winning play that we kind of hope to see from him. Zero, that player who's been around forever, who finally made it to the top, got shoved off the hill there very quickly. Rush, he's been tasting that victory, so close he can taste it, the ASL championship, but has yet to secure that victory. He's still hungry, as you can imagine. Will the hungry young player actually be able to beat out this old pro, this champion who maybe has lost motivation? If I had to guess, I would say that Rush definitely plays more. Just overall hours and hours of gameplay, of practice. Gotta imagine this guy is just grinding it out, trying to get that ASL victory, whereas Queen, he's already got 2 under the belt. Maybe he wants that third, man. But the hunger is there for Rush, for sure. He spots that third base in the top left-hand corner. First sunken is down, ready to go. The sort of mini wall here from Rush. He's producing a ton of Marines. He hasn't stopped producing Marines, actually. Continuously producing those. He's ready for an attack. We'll see from which direction that will come. Second creep colony here for Queen in the natural, getting prepared for this push out. The first medic has arrived on the scene. Second joins shortly after. Has to prevent any sort of counterattack here. Hopefully a fire bat will pop out on that ramp. Keep him safe back at home. Now Rush heading across the map. Not going to be bothered by these lings out in the middle. He throws down the scan at the natural. And the third base, the prospective third base, he sees 3 sunkens at the natural. And the third has only 2. So he decides to head in that direction. He's going to go around towards the top here. Get better surface area against these sunken colonies. Stimming up. It looks like he's planning to try and break this. Here we go. Rush going to try and break that. And he actually get in here. The drones have been pulled. Lings are going to hit from behind as well. He guns down those Lings very, very quickly, running up with his reinforcements. A double stim on those reinforcements to get there in time. The Firebat used very effectively against these Lings, and great splitting, maneuvering, and microing from Rush kills every single sunken and breaks this base. Queen will not be able to save this hatchery. It looks like a few mutas are on the way. With some really good micro, maybe Queen can save this. He needs to buy time here, though. 2 Marines get picked off. There we go. All right, Queen saves that base. So close there, but loses every single drone. All of the Lings as well. Definitely a Rush victory. However, that's not going to end the game. I think if that base got picked off, Rush would be in a dominant position here. Some nearly impossible spot for Queen to come back, but as it stands, he's got a ton of mutas. He's gonna come find these Marines and pick them off, and he's gonna begin his harassment while droning back up at that third base. We'll see how much damage that Queen can get done here. Flying into the main, he knows there's no option for Rush to counterattack right now. He has to come back and defend this. So diving directly in here over the mineral patch is going to start to pick off a ton of SCVs. SCVs have to be pulled away there to the gas geyser. While the Marines arrive, the Mutalisks do back off. Looks like a little harassment here at the front, but Marines are pulled and ready. Queen's Nest on the way here. Queen has finally re-droned this base a little bit. He's got 3 drones there ready to mine off that new gas geyser the moment it does finish. He will be able to fuel his transition here into that hive, and whatever tech he decides to get after that, I would assume it's going to be Defiler, but it could possibly be Guardian as well. That's always on the table here with this many mutas out. It's a possibility, of course, although unlikely. We'll see what he decides to go for. Rush has a good enough Marine count to start to move out, and he's also got +1. That bunker not going to finish up just yet. As it does, though, Rush has the potential to move out on the map. Threaten a counterattack here. Evolution Chamber on the way. We're going to dive in once again towards this main. Eats a lot of damage from these turrets, but he's fine with that. These mutas have a clock ticking on their value in this game. Pretty soon there will be those science vessels, and irradiates will be very, very effective against the clump mutas. So trying to get whatever he can done here in the main. Of course, later on they will still be useful for drop defense, but not nearly as useful as they are now with no splash damage from the Terran player. Diving in here, killing off a few Marines. Unfortunate rally there by Rush. Lose some Marines at the front there for free. Marine Force starting to move out. He didn't want to move down that small ramp, so takes the long way here. That's going to buy a little bit more time there for Queen, who is now morphing lurkers. Uh-oh, some drops are being hidden here by Rush. He's got drops in the back corner. Of course, overlords are present in that area, so perhaps Queen spots that regardless of the way that he pulled his stuff back. Load up here from Rush is going to go balls to the wall in the main base. Let's see if this ends up working out. You can see the Mutilas have not been sent for that drop defense, and the main is completely open. Huge drop going to come in here. So much damage could end up getting done. He's going to focus down. What is he going to focus down? Maybe some drones, maybe some lurkers. That Defiler nest looking juicy as well. He's going to back off a little bit here as the lurkers run forward, fighting with the mutas a little bit. These lurkers pushing up quickly, and the mutas are going to clear everything out. Wow, this is a great defense by Queen. Lost quite a few of his drones, but overall not bad at all. Here comes those two dropships into the top left main now. Scourge are out and ready to dive on top of these drops. However, all of the units get unloaded and every single muta ends up dying. Rush gonna be able to focus down this base here as long as he backs off correctly. Okay, he does start to back away. He focuses down that hatchery, and the lurkers will be forced to slowly move forward here and eventually try to take down these Marines in the top right hand corner. Running by here, Rush gonna buy some more time as much as possible, maybe dive on top of one of these lurkers. Queen being very meticulous, slowly moving forward here, trying to pick these off. Couple of irradiates going down now. Gonna kill it. Just two of those lurkers. Pretty valuable irradiates overall. Gonna try and run by here. Pick off one more lurker. Nice job jumping on top of the lurker there. Whoa! Some really good micro from Rush, keeping these Marines alive forever in the main base. That's crazy. Looks like a big group of Scourge does manage to get one of those science vessels. But Rush still in a great aggressive position here. He has done a lot to slow down Queen with those two separate dropships. He slowed down that fourth base, and he's looking to be in a much, much better position than Sharp in the last game. Even with the same tactic, you can just see the difference here between the swiftness of Rush and Sharp. Rush is so on top of things. And even getting his third base out now. His macro is immaculate. Look at how many Marines are pouring out of his main and natural. Just constantly reinforcing here, and his economy is going to start to really blossom here if this Defiler doesn't make it down to the bottom right-hand corner. Unfortunately, though, a bunch of Lings and a Lurker could end up kind of stifling Rush here. That command center, not quite done. Okay, it's going to go in a different direction. That's good. Queen moves towards the bottom left, and this CC should at least finish. Diving in here, going to go for a couple of Sunkens. Oh, he's going after the Nidus. Wait a second. Oh my god, Queen, he doesn't send his units through the Nidus in time. Just diving forward here. Rush kills that base. Oh, that's a heartbreaker for Queen, man. He had this base secured. All he needed to do is pop a Defiler through with some lurkers. He had no lurkers there, though. And he loses his third base. He's going to lose his fourth as well. Rush is going to take down this game. That is amazing. Definitely the result that I wanted to see. But not the way that Queen wanted to go out here, man. Just Rush, doing Rush things, diving on top of his opponent like a psychopath, hitting that T button and rushing forward for the kill. Looks like a desperate counterattack here into the natural. The Defiler does make it here. That is scary, man. Defiler in your natural with a bunch of Ultra. 4 Ultra here in the natural. Gonna try to bait these Ultralists away from the Dark Swarm and see if he can knock them out. Another Defiler should be on the way as well. There it is, Defiler on the way. He absolutely has to get a Irradiate down on that Defiler. Otherwise, he could be in severe trouble here. +2 is done for Rush. +4 is finished for the Ultralisk. Looks like another Dark Storm will go down. Oh, he's got another one for these. Oh, he just barely doesn't get that Dark Storm on the barracks. Rush bringing back all of his units here, and I think he will eventually clean this out. Ultralisk with 5 kills here. Irradiated, just killing off Marine after Marine after Marine as they pop out of these barracks. Now finally gonna clean this up, it looks like. Oh my gosh. These Marines just sitting there, not doing anything useful. Another Ultralisk heading down here from Queen. He just has 2 gas mining right now, and he's somehow holding Queen off right now. Buying himself some time so he can grab another base. That third base near the 12 o'clock position, I guess you would call that 1 o'clock, is starting to go down now. This base is going to be stopped from mining here for a little bit, as the Marines have to be sent down to deal with these 4 Lings, pesky Lings, trying to kill off this mining base here. Of course, spread out science vessels will be able to catch the Defilers and Ultras as they cross the map. However, the Scourge are getting excellent connections. Oh, wait a second. No. That's not supposed to be there. Why is the Defiler here in the natural again? He was supposed to be irradiating those. Absolutely a lot better to irradiate your, or irradiate the Defilers instead of these Ultra if you can. If you absolutely can. Wait, another Defiler here. Frig, Rush is maybe just gonna die, man. I mean, he should be able to win this game, but he just keeps allowing these Defilers to cross the map, and not getting the irradiates down is killing him right now. This is so brutal. Another Dark Swarm here in the natural, and I think he's got to pull away and just send these SCVs down to the third base here, because he is in serious trouble if he allows this to keep occurring. And Ultra's going towards that third base. There's nothing over there to deal with that, except for some SCVs. And SCVs, man, talk about futile resistance. Using SCVs to attack an Ultralisk is about the worst thing you could possibly do. Takes the most amount of time anyway. Like a Lurker manages to get down here. How many kills is this Lurker gonna get? I think a lot here, because okay, never mind. Doesn't actually focus on the SCVs there. Ooh, some Firebats in that bunker, just wrecking these SCVs as they come up. This Ultralisk gonna get smoked as well. And Queen, man, he's done a great job of making this into a game, even though he lost that upper left. But I think this is where things start to turn on their head. This is where Rush can begin to put the pressure back onto Queen. Queen GG's out. He knows that he's done. He leaves the game, and Rush takes that victory. Alright, thank you KCM for making all my dreams come true. Rush versus Jaedong. Jaedong, of course, in the top left-hand corner. Rush in the bottom left. Have an epic CVT to end this series. Of course, Protoss going out in first place. Once again, a disappointment for all you Protoss players out there. Sorry. Sucks to suck, you know? I'm just kidding. Yeah, we've had some pretty not good lineups for Protoss recently. Fortunately, we like to see things be a little bit more even. It is what it is. We haven't seen a Protoss Bonjour for a while. I hope that with the return of rain, we're gonna see that Bonjour emerge. Definitely, he has the chops for it. Could absolutely bring Protoss back into the limelight, man, because it's been a real struggle recently, and I know that previous ASL champion is Protoss, but you can see from the results, previous KCMs, and just overall, I think that Protoss is a little bit weaker right now. Definitely Zerg and close behind Terran, kind of leading the charge. And that's just the way of Broodwar, man. It switches all the time. New things are learned. New strategies develop. Great players emerge that push the metagame forward. And this game is constantly changing and evolving. And the power switch is real, man. Got Jaedong here. One of those players who revolutionized his race. He's not taking a third just yet. He's actually gone into just 2 hatch right into lair. Pretty standard build here. Not going for anything weird and wild. Knows that Rush completely capable of punishing a build as we saw that last game. Breaking the natural of Queen, just shutting him down. Obviously, that was avoidable. The Nidus network being there could have potentially blocked that. Could have potentially won that game. Unfortunately, though, not able to pop his units through that Nidus in time. Just too quick. Rush on the trigger. Killer instinct in this man is insane. This dude just knows when to step on the gas, man. I don't know what it is or how he knows that his opponent is not quite looking, because there wasn't really much else going on the map at that moment. But Rush, I don't know, he's just got that special stuff, man. He's got that thing that he just knows the perfect moment to pull. Hit the T button and just go for the win, man. Third base here for Jaedong in the top right-hand corner. He's trying to get a cheeky SCV kill. Hopefully Rush not going to allow that to happen. That's such a ladder move right there, honestly. Trying to sneak in with just 3 lings to get in an SCV or 2 here before the mutas are even out. But we'll be forced back. Mutas are on the way now. So gonna run by, just barely sneaking through right there. I don't know why he decided to run by at that moment. Wait a few more seconds and he wouldn't have lost any health on those Zerglings. But I guess he wants to threaten that counterattack, try to slow Rush down, maybe force him to turn around. Does pick off a Firebat there for the cost of just a single Ling, so that's pretty damn good. Just one more Firebat there in the natural. Can pull that out and bring it with the army over Rush. A little bit on the back foot here. Has to throw down his missile turrets and stay near his home as Jaedong begins this mutilous harassment. One more turret, just about done. Finish up barely in time there. Rush gonna push back those mutas for now, staying in his natural and main. not getting out on the map to pressure. I think Jaedong's going to be feeling very nice about his position, having the turn on the back foot here and start to pick off those SCVs. You can see that one mineral patch in the center on the right-hand side. Any SCVs that wander towards that mineral patch will be easily picked off. Whoa, 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 Firebat up here. Not sure how that managed to slip by. Might get a kill. No, seems like... Oh, he does get one kill. Nice, and forces those drones away for a little bit. So lost mining time plus a kill. Not bad at all for Rush. That single Firebat's not going to do much here in the future. Might as well get as much value as possible. Rush, quick reaction speed, man. He is so fast when it comes to dealing with these mutas. The moment that they start to get in range, he just stims and immediately runs towards them. It's absolutely what you have to do. Great targeting there by Rush. Another one. 2 mutas being picked off for just 2 or 4 Marines. Really awesome micro so far by Rush. Gonna fall back to his natural and reinforce. Does not want to get surrounded and killed here. He's still sitting on a pretty low number of barracks in this game. I think there was only 2, maybe 4 has been built at this point. Another great target there from Rush. Picks off another muta. He's been doing so good at targeting these down, right-clicking those. The moment that Jaedong comes to engage, another one and another one, man. He is so good here. It looks like Jaedong will eventually just commit, but the reinforcements are going to save these last few medics. No, the medics getting picked off here, and Jaedong will take a decisive victory now over these Marines. Diving now towards the main. Not going to be able to fight with these turrets. But Jaedong just carved himself out a huge space of leeway here. He's got so much time now before the next Marine medic group is formed for Rush. He can absolutely switch up his tech, go into Hive. Here comes some Lings diving on these turrets. Gotta run forward and risk these Marines' lives to try and keep these turrets alive. There is a bunker coming up as well. Evolution chamber on the way. Jaedong is in full transition mode here, while simultaneously being ahead of his opponent in supply as well. That is crazy tough. Rush struggling hard here against this ancient pro player. This man who's been around for a very, very long time. Jaedong sharking around the main right now with those mutas. This guy has always been known for his great mutalist control. But his engagement decision making throughout this game has been kind of next level when comparing it to how Queen did against Rush. I mean, Jaedong's making Rush look kind of like Sharp did in that Queen versus Sharp game. Just outmaneuvering him and out microing him. Yeah, Rush is going to start to move out now. He's got the splash damage finally. He does have irradiates ready. He starts to push towards this natural. It's time for Jaedong to be on the defensive. So Mutalists are now on anti-drop duty. We'll see if Rush decides to go for drops this game. I think that might be a mistake, honestly. If he should try to go for drops. There's no 4th base being taken already or anything. You know, Jaedong didn't snag the natural at top right. He snagged the main, so... Oh god, oh god! Science Vessel goes down. A pretty decent irradiate and not a great pullout by Jaedong. He loses so much health on those mutas, but he picks off a Science Vessel, and that's really what's important. Killing that science vessel is huge. These mutas can now just go back and hang out on defensive duties, anti-drop play. They don't really need to have full HP right now, so I think Jaedong will definitely take that trade, no problem. Looks like he's sending the mutas down to the bottom center. Gotta stop that new command center from coming down, but he has to be careful here. Rush, as you know, will pull that trigger if he feels that he's being disrespected, if he feels like the Zerg player is not ready for him to do so. 2 drops heading out on the map here. He's avoided the vision of this Overlord as well. This is huge. He's going to head towards the top right. If he goes around these lings, that would be amazing. It looks like he's headed in the direction of those lings, though. Ooh, this is going to be very close. No vision here for Jaedong. He has no idea about this bait or about these drops coming in right now. There are 2 Scourge. Does he actually scan here? No, he doesn't. He avoids the Scourge. He's going to get right inside the main and start to aggress here on the 4th base. As he does so, oh, he loses one of the science vessels, but he goes directly for that Nidus Network. Nidus Network dies instantly. Jaedong losing his base in the top right-hand corner. This was a perfect move by Rush. He picks off everything. He's gonna get this base. The lurkers are forced to come back. The Defiler is picked off as well. A Radius will go down on all of these lurkers. He brings in the mutas to try his best to clean up here, but Marines from both sides, this is it, man. Jaedong gonna be taken down by Rush. Beautiful, beautiful dropship play. These dropships are still alive as well, and looks like everything dies. GG. Jaedong taps out. A small smidgen, tiny little bit of missed vision in the top right hand corner, the little bottom right corner of his top right base. He doesn't see those dropships coming in. So close with the lings as well, but Rush scans everywhere. He makes sure that his path is clear. He finds the perfect route through the vision of Jaedong and into that main base, and he snags that victory. What a game there. Finally, Jaedong gets taken down and Rush is victorious. All right, that's going to be that for today, guys. Look at our point rankings. Aaron jumping up nearly neck and neck here with Zerg. I don't think there's any chance. No, there really isn't any chance that Protoss can beat either Terran or Zerg from here. There's only 2 more weeks left, so Protoss is going to be in that 3rd place. It's a race to the finish, though. Who will come out first? Will it be Terran or Zerg? I'll have to wait until next week to find out those results. Guys, my name is SayNSC. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, definitely hit that like button. Leave a comment as well to bless the YouTube algorithm. Thank you so much for watching, even though it is ASL time. I'm watching ASL as well. Let me know what your favorites are down below in the comments. Who's your favorite to win this season of ASL? Me personally, it's Soul Key. I think he is the best player right now. Yeah, just leave me your comments, man. What do you think about that? What do you think? Who do you think is actually going to win? I think my next choice would probably be Rain. Fortunately, those 2 are battling it out in round of 8 right now. So whoever wins that, I feel like should win the entire series or should win the entire tournament. But that's just my opinion, guys. Let me know what you think down below. Have a great rest of your week. I'll see you guys in the next KCM.